Hi everybody, welcome back to Mage Renaissance, episode 32 with me, Sid, and I'm busy doing bits, quite a big bit. Now, we're going to be working on getting some Britannia mana generation going, some fairly, it's alright, just making sure, oh hello, oh, yeah, now I have done, hi, a few bits over here. I've started putting some walls in, nothing fancy, but you know, just the basics. And let's just leave these suckers behind. Over this side I've worked on a hole in the ground, and I've started placing a few blocks. Now this design for this build is not mine own. This is a mana farm, potato farm, and mana generator, designed by Riskable, the same person who often I use his automated rune design for Britannia. Riskable does some really good and very clever things, and consequently, I'm not reinventing the wheel. Now, I have tweaked a few things. So at the moment, I've got this basic design. This is a 9 by 9 area with a goes out one on that way, 2 on that side, and 1 on that side. And we'll light this properly and decorate it a little bit better. We've got dispensers. We've got a whole bunch down here, a whole bunch over here, 3 over there, 3 over there, giving us a reasonable area. There's a water source under there, and this is my own refinement. Obviously, this doesn't only exist in Britannia, and this is the bees sitting in the middle here, over the little, you know, side block there. Now, across here, we need to place some hoppers. And this is probably going to wipe me out iron wise. We're going to have to go and do something about that before long. But what I need to do is we need to get some blocks down around the side here. I think this is right if I remember correctly. This is right. If it's not, we'll fix it. And what would happen is these will fire and they will plant potatoes. I'm going to just plant a batch of them. In fact, no, I'm not. Let's let the machine do its own thing. So there's going to be some rails running around over the top of this. We're going to have some activator rails. We're going to do all sorts of things. Let me get those in and I'll be back with you in a second. Alright, we're about ready to test the basic farm functionality. Now, at this stage, all this will do is plant potatoes. It won't even harvest potatoes. It will just plant them. And it is also, at this stage, entirely vanilla redstone. So, again, you can look at this up. It's Riskable builds Britannia mana generating potato farm. There's nothing fancy about this other than my addition of that. We've got rails going around. We've got an activator rail here. We've got an activator rail here. Oh, I think no, I've made the wrong rails. They should be detector rails, which has just gone into here. Yes, I made the wrong rails. Okay. Oh dear. Always a good idea to make sure you've got the activator as the ones that dump you out, aren't they? Yeah, we need detector rails. So let's go and fix that. But the basic idea of this is it's going to create potatoes, and it's going to harvest potatoes, and those potatoes are going to essentially get dropped off into a furnace, which will be cooked and used by Gorgomeralis to get stuff. That's the word I'm looking for. It's a detector rail, isn't it? Let me just double check. I always get... See, this is spectral. There we go. A detector rail is iron pressure plate. Okay. See, that makes more sense. It really does help if you actually read what you're doing. Honestly, seriously, good advice there. check what you're doing before you do it. Oh man, I'm out of space again in this thing. They can go there then for now. Right, so we should be able to plant potatoes using a dispenser. The current setup is that the bees will hopefully speed up the growth of the things, but you know, nothing more than that really. And the detector rails go there and there. This is going to change, but for now it's fine. Comparator here, if there are potatoes in there, that will turn off that track. There's a switch there for manual control, and if we put the minecart on there right now, it's just going to fill with potatoes. And once it is done, let me take the bulk of those out and do those by hand, just so. Oh, okay, maybe not. But what will happen is that will go around. It didn't have enough potatoes by the looks of it to fill, but essentially these will fire off and plant potatoes. That's it. And then when it's full, it will go around again. They will all fire out, and at this stage obviously it is not ideal. So we want to, because we're going to be wasting spuds right now, we're firing them everywhere, and it's at this stage where we now need to go and get a little bit of our Britannia going. So we're going to need hopper hocks, and for that we're going to need to get the Britannia going, obviously. So let's go and have a look what is involved in a hopper hock and see about getting the relevant necessaries to do it. Now, Riskable uses a hopper hock planted on a block. I'm probably going to go with a floating hopper hock just because we can. Hopper hock. So the hopper hock itself is 2 grey, 2 light grey, a rune of air, and a redstone root. Okay, well, we've got no runes of air. That's the first thing. So rune of air is a bit of white carpet, feather, and string. Let's go and have a look. String, feather, a little bit of white carpet. Let me just make sure. White carpet. Put that away. And let me just check what's the next things. Mana powder and mana steel. Mana steel. Mano steel, not mana steel. We're going to need you. I really need to sort my inventory out a little bit as well. Let me just put that away for now. Mana powder, we can do that with gunpowder, can't we? So we'll do that. And obviously the ultimate plan is to move all of this Britannia stuff that we've got currently littering the place out here indoors and do it proper. But for the time being, mana powder, and we need that. The hopper hock itself is relatively inexpensive, so that's good. I borrowed the hive, the apiary from over there. I didn't really feel like making another one. Those are going to go anyway, they're only temporary. This is going to go as well. All of this is temporary, you know, the good old this is all temporary line. Yeah. Rune of air. Lovely, lovely. I only need the one hopper hock, so let's go and get that done. And from there we can move on a little bit with other things. So hopper hock is, oh, redstone root. That's redstone and grass. I bet I haven't got any of that. And I've got a pair of shears. That's easily fixed then. And I've got some redstone. Cool. Let me just borrow that. Redstone root, and we're good. So then it's just actually, let's get rid of that as well for the time being. Then it is just the petals, isn't it? Where is my Britannia bag? Petal bag, there. And it was a mystical grey and a mystical light grey. Okay. That should be that. So those, that, and one of those. You need some water. Splosh. And right. Hopperhock. Now, if I want to make you into a floating hopperhock, I need to make a floating flower. To make a floating flower, I need to make a glimmering flower. So, first things first, let's make a glimmering flower out of the cyan one. Doesn't really matter. I know I dithered about it like it did, but it really doesn't. So, glimmering flower. Then we need a pasture seed, which is a bit of grass in a manor. Lost my shears. Did I just... I did. I always do that with these bigger inventories. I'm always not picking them up when I think they have. I'm going to grab a few of those, because it won't hurt. Although we are going to need more mana going forwards. Okay, so armed with all of that, we should now be able to make a floating hopperhock. We're going to need a chest and a item frame. Item frame sorted. Chest got. Dirt. So, we need to make the glimmering flower first. Okay. And then we combine that with that to make the floating hopperhock. And that is all nice and good. Excellent. Got you, and a potato would be handy as well. Right. So that fixes collection, or at least, yeah, it fixes collection totally, actually. Because that will basically... ow. If we jump up here... Now, where do we want to place this? Actually, let's get this the right way around. Chest on the top. Hopperhock next to that. That goes on there with a potato. So that basically says the hopperhock will control puff. They all go into there, it picks them up, they end up back down there. Excellent. So that is that. Okay, so we've now got the ability to farm potatoes. And that's it. So the next thing we need to do is sort out the... let me get this right. I think we're going to be looking at the cooking of the potatoes. The harvesting and the cooking. Now the harvesting, we're going to use a drum. We're going to use the drum... let me get this right. We're going to use a drum of the gathering. Is it the gathering? No. Not, I think it's the drum of the wild is the one we need. I'll double check that, but I think it's that one. That's fairly straightforward. So we'll get that, and we're going to need a mana spreader and all the bits and pieces for that one. So let me pull those together and I shall be back with you in a sec. Alright, now we need to make some living wood. So while that is processing, I'll make some more as well while we're at it. We also need to make an exoflame. Exo Flame is going to be used to, well, we're going to need to make 2 flowers. We need to make the Exo Flame, and also we need to make the how do I spell it? Gorgomeralis. There you go. Rune of Summer, Rune of Fire. So Summer and Fire on that one, and the Exo Flame is luckily also the Rune of Summer and a Rune of Fire. So we need to make a Rune of Summer. That's going to use a Rune of Air and a Rune of Earth. Air, right, we also need to, we now need to think about clearing up our inventory somewhat. Problem is, most of this is stuff I need. I don't really need those in my person right now. They're only for observations at night, and I don't really need you anymore. That, and I don't really need that about my personage, although it has got its own bag officially. Doesn't really matter. Right, so that and those and the living wood make the drum, so that's fine. We need a Rune of Air. What did I say we needed? A Rune of Air and a Rune, a Rune of Air and a Rune of Earth. And then we need a melon and slime and sand. Please be melon. Oh, I don't believe it, there's no melon. I ate the melon. I had some melon and I've eaten the melon. Damn you to heck. Please be some melon. I need melon, 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 melon. Melon seeds. Melancholy. Melon. Oh, damn you. I don't believe that. Well, I do believe that, but I shouldn't believe it. Oh, that's... okay. No, it's not the end of the world. Let's not panic. Let's go and see if we can borrow some. I'm going to do the Minecraft equivalent of borrowing a cup of tea. I'm going to go and we're going to head out to Chris's base. I haven't been out here for ages. So let's see if Chris owns such a thing as a melon. You know, I'll replant it and stuff. I'm not going to pinch all his melon. I just want to see if he has a melon. Got something going on down here with manager. Wow. Natura pylons. Oh, they're feeding that. Okay. I don't think any. Sorry, I'm nosy as well when I come visiting. Not seeing much in the way of melon over here though, so let me have a look around. I'll be back in a mo. He did have a melon. We've now grown a melon. We'll put his seed back because I'm good like that. I like to be. Oh, I've got 2 seeds as well. Bonus. I'll keep a seed. Yeah, and this is what neighbours are for. Imposing on. Or is that family? I can never remember. Where did I find you? I found you in there. Yeah, have the lot. Doesn't matter. I only need, as long as I've got a melon seed. Now, you know what? I'm going to get back and I'm going to find a planted one in the garden, aren't I? Yeah, that's just realised that is most likely a thing. Okay, let's go back over there. And let me check. Pumpkin. Pumpkin. More pumpkin. No, I didn't actually plant a melon. Well, that's going to get fixed right away. I'm going to plant you. Oh, no, I'm not. You are not a growable spot, are you? In fact, I'm going to plant that melon, one of those melon seeds here. As long as we've just got a source of melons, they don't have to be, you know, mad sources. We don't have to have hundreds of melons. We just need a little bit, and that will make us a happy bunny. That will make me a happy bunny. That will go in there. In fact, to make sure I don't inadvertently eat that. That will go in there. Right, melon. Slime. That can go away. 2 sand. And a living rock. Oh, wow, I need to do living rock as well, don't I? Okay, well, I've got a little bit of grinding to do, but we do need to get this. Well, yeah, this is also not good timing. But 1, 2, 3, 4. We can at least get this placed and get some more living wood done. While that's going, I'll do a little bit more living rock as well, because I'm going to need a bit of that, and I'll be back again in a moment. Alright, we've got the bits for the next step, which is reasonably straightforward. So I've got a redstone pulse mana spreader, which is basically a mana spreader with some redstone, and it works surprisingly off a redstone signal. Here's our Drum of the Wild, and we need a mana pool. And we should have some blocks, so let's go and place these in. Now I haven't got a mana blaster, so I can't demonstrate this, but Riskable will demonstrate what happens in his video as you watch that, because, you know, I will inevitably forget to link it, but that doesn't matter because that's quite normal for me. So the plan is to go 1, 2, 3 and place the drum there, which is fine because that's nicely above that light source, and the reason for that is so the redstone pulse doesn't hit the minecart. Oh, hang on, let me just go and get that last bit of wood. Waste not, want not. And then over this side we are going to go 1, 2, and I keep on forgetting I can't fly. We're going to place our redstone mana thing, and we should probably link. I mean, that should be fine. It is. That's good. And then we can grab you, and we'll place you next to that. Now, obviously, at the moment, that has got no mana in it. I could go and put some mana in there, but there's no real point. The next thing we are going to need is an hovering hourglass, and we are going to go and grab you. Hovering hourglass is relatively straightforward, if I recall. Let's go and have a look what's involved with a hovering hourglass, shall we? Hovering. Well, let's have a look at an hourglass, because that's probably easier. Hourglass of the hovering varieties. Bit of mana glass. So I haven't got any mana glass here, have I? I have got mana steel. I might have some mana glass. Hang on. No, I don't think I have, because they're stacked. Unless I'm beginning to think, I think this thing's got durability, you know, and I'm not happy about that. I don't like my bags having durability, so I may stop using it if it has, because, you know, that's rubbish. Mana glass, 1, 2, perfect. So, well, for the time being, seeing as I'm not convinced that that is, in fact, I'm going to leave that there for now, but I'm not convinced. So the hourglass is that redstone and 4 gold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can we? You don't recognize. That's a shame. Hovering hourglass. And I think for that we're going to want a couple of soul sand. Now, if I remember rightly, soul sand is 2 minutes. It's 1 minute, is it? Maybe 4 soul sand. We're not going to be using that immediately, so but that is going to go in behind the redstone spreader and deliver the pulse that will fire off the redstone, which will do the drum every so often, and the pulse will be about 4 minutes once we've got it to the level we want it, but right now it's going to be less. However, right now currently we have no means of generating the mana, so for that we are going to need the Endoflame and the Gorgomeralis. Of course, I was getting all excited because I realised that I only needed a Rune of Summer, one, but of course I need two because they're going to get used up by the crafting, the crafting process for the flowers. Yeah, I forgot about that. So we need, what did I say? We're going to need the Endoflame. No, Exoflame. Which was 2 red, mystical, Rune of Summer, Rune of Fire. What was the Rune of Summer again? Let me just check that one. That was Earth and Air. Let me make another one of these if I can, and I'll be right back with you. Alright, first one. Exoflame. 2 of them, 1 of them, 1 of them, 1 of them, 1 of them, and that. Bang. Next one. Gorgomeralis. If I can spell it and scratch my nose. Gorgomeralis is Summer and Fire. Okay. Summer and Fire. We're going to need to make more runes of fire at some point. What else did we need? 2 grey, 2 yellow, and there's a yellow and a... Damn you. Get back in there. 2 yellow. 2 light grey. Was it light? No, 2 light grey, yes. Lighty grey ones. And a red. I think that was what we needed. Let me check. And a red, yes. So that goes back in there. One of those goes in there. One of those goes in there. You get yourself a bucket of water in there. And do we need a seed? Don't know. And finally we can go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Gorgomeralis. Alright. Oh, we'll probably want... have I got any other more bakey spuds in there? Let me just take a few... and cook a few up here. So I'm going to want them anyway. And we'll take a few of our spud stash over. Yeah, I think we're all right for in first instance. Let me go over here. We are going to need comparators, so I'll have to come back and get those in a moment. But first things first. Whee! So we can take you out of here for starters. I don't think either of those are necessary, and they have just gone into the... One of them's gone in there. And where's the other one gone? There. Perfect. So spreader, that I'm going to reposition. We're going to position that if I can. No, you don't. We're going to position that on the top because, you know, more compact. This we're going to take out, and we are going to place a furnace in there. We're going to get a hopper, and we're going to place that. We're going to hang on, do that and that. No, that, and then we're going to take you and you out, and we're going to place you there and there. Then we're going to take these and go up here and down, and that should feed potatoes in, but we don't want all the potatoes to go in. We want some of the potatoes to stay in to feed these. So we need to get you going. This, sure, that we can come out and take you out of there, and we should be able to place that down there. And if we check that with wherever, did I leave? I did leave it behind, didn't I? I'll need to bring that over. That should obviously run that once there's some mana in there. So yeah, that's a thing. What else do we need? Well, let me just double check my bits and pieces, get myself sorted out. I'll be back in a sec. Alright, so I think we've more or less got this. I've got the endo flame, move that over here. We need to put the Gorgomarilus down, which is going to go there. And we need to make sure you are bound to this mana spreader over here, which is going to feed that, rather than that mana spreader. And what this hopper chain here is going to basically feed these. The idea of pushing it up here, according to Riskable, is to slow down the hopper so it gets time to offload it. These comparators will look at the load of potatoes in the actual chest before it starts doing that, so it shouldn't in theory get any more than necessary. And yeah, set that off and do its thing. I don't know whether we got any down there. We shouldn't have by that point. And you should be offloading whatever you've got. Now at this stage there is no juice down there, so let us give that a blast of that. That should then have enough mana in it. Let's have a check of it. See, you should have some mana now. No? Or are you full? I don't know. Have we still got mana there? We appear not to have very much mana. So let me just try giving you that. Now that is cooking. It is pulling from that. That's fine. That will drop. You know what I'm missing here? I think that needs to go down a block. Yeah, I need a hopper there, which I haven't got on me. Let me turn that off on the way for the way back, and you should probably, you've got one baked potato. Yeah, we're almost there. I needed a hopper in there. I needed a thing in there, and I'll bring that forward, I think, as well. Yeah, that makes sense. Back in a mo. All right, I've got a hopper. This has all come from the old setup actually. So we're going to do you to there, and we'll drop you in there. I don't really want to do that, but that doesn't matter because we can still always get out that way, and we shall chuck one of those in. Give it its. Come on. Can you not see it? Oh, you can see that. Hungry little fella, isn't he? Right, I put a whole load of spuds in there. So let's set that off round. That's going to do its thing. Interesting that it didn't make it over the hill that time. But there you go. Doesn't really matter. Now, the only thing missing here is we really need to get some agricarnations in there. 8 of them, ideally. And then we need to decide what is a reasonable length of time. Now I'm going to put 4 minutes worth of sand in that. Is that actually doing anything? I think it is. Looks like, yeah, there is some movement there. So we should hopefully, with the amount of potatoes we've got in here, get a reasonable quantity in here, which should hopefully therefore power that. And if we come into the junk menu and claim that, and that, I've got enough to chunk load those, so we'll chunk load those ones in. Maybe not that actually. I don't think we need to do that. And that should see us hopefully in there. We can probably unload that as well and unclaim that. I don't think we need that loaded. So this is going to do its thing. It's obviously got a few more potatoes to drop down, not many. and that's got 3 and a bit stacks in it. And then, and what we should hopefully see is that gets some potatoes, which is going to start cooking. And it takes long enough, I think, for these to cook that we should get mana every time. Now all we've got to do is wait for the first harvest, which will happen in about 2 minutes. So I'm just going to hang around here for a short while, and we shall. How's that? How are you? How are you doing? I mean, you've only got a sliver of juice in you so far. Well, that's fine. Now, the other thing, as I say, agri-carnations, they're going to require runes of spring, quite a few runes of spring, and they use water and fire. So we need to make water and fire again. Well, fire anyway. And we need 8 of those. So again, we can do that. That's not a biggie. Whether we've got enough mana from the juice we have, well, that's an entirely different proposition. That's interesting. That sounds like that is not finishing. Or is it just because it's eating this? See, this was originally designed, I think, when the Gorgomeralis this might not be as efficient as we hope, you know, because that sounds like it's failing for some reason. I wonder whether this has been nerfed somewhat in this version. In the newer versions. This is an old design, so maybe I should have checked that before we got there. Anyway, any second now we're going to see a harvest. Any second. Bump. And you'll notice it doesn't always seem to fire out, and I don't know why that is. That's just a thing that happens. But you know what, if this runs and it runs continuously for any length of time, it should hopefully things. But why are you not working? Let's go and have a look at that just to see if there's anything in the book. I say in the book, I may even have the book on me. I don't think I've got the book on me. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know what else. I mean, you can't cook beets, can you? Obviously, you can't. You can make beet thing. You can't cook carrots. Carrots don't have a cooked version either, so you are limited in what you can farm with that. Book. Oh dear, we'll find it. Probably in the library, that's where I'd leave a book. Let's have a look. Nope. 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 Okay. It's got to be somewhere. Alright, let me find it. I'll be back in a second. Alright. Yeah, this is definitely no longer an efficient design because it needs different food types. And this is going to be painful. I'm not sure how we can alternate food types. You can see it's generating less and less mana off every single burn. When I came down there was no mana. I threw it a triple meat treat and it went nom 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 and made lots of food. I I am a little bit stumped as to how effective this is going to be. In fact, I am going to turn you off and I'm going to take your sand away from you. And I'm just going to place that there for now, out of the way. But it appears that the Gorgomeralis may have been nerfed quite severely. Which is a really painful. Again, I can't think of a vanilla way to easily alternate the foods that drop, unless you were to feed them into a dropper. But even then, how do you, I suppose if you alternate them, have multiple foods, what else could we do in here? Is there any trick we could do? I mean, we could... I need to have a little think about this, because clearly this is really not going to work. Look, you know, the as it stands, not working. Nerfed to buggery. So one of my major issues with Britannia is that, and again, I love the mods that Vasky builds creates. They are creative, they're innovative, but it's just things getting so nerfed so quickly, and it's an annoyance. But oh well. That's the thing. Look up Riskable. The designs do work some of the time, others not so much, and we need to just decide what else we can throw in there for that little sod to eat. There's nothing to me that is obvious that we can throw in there that we can just. I mean, because the recipe for bread, there isn't an rephrase that, there isn't an easy automatic way of automatically stocking that up. So yeah, I suppose we could mix carrots in there, but carrots don't need to go through a smelter, do they? Mind you, having said that, neither do potatoes. So we could put raw food and have carrots and potatoes and beets. Have I got any beets? I don't think I've got any beets. But that could be a thing, and then we just drop the raw variety and use a dropper to alternate between the two. But anyway, on that note, I'm going to quit whining about people changing things on me, and until next time, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.